Okay. It's Dave and Jake. We're back. We're recording again.
Hi.
We're coming to you not live from Jake's apartment, which has way more people that live in it than mine does.
So sorry for any background noises.
Yeah. Just gonna have to deal with it. So here's our list. It's mostly the same from the one that we ran the previous league. All the lands are identical, still 20. So one Field of Ruin, which continues to impress. It's just great. Grabs our second blue source a lot, which is really cool. Still 2 Moorland Haunt, which is amazing. In my paper deck, I'm playing 2 Moorland Haunt and 2 Nebelgast Herald, and I win a lot of games because of that. If at any point we feel like we can finally get away with not including this god-awful 2-mana 2/1 flyer, it'll get replaced probably with the second Nebelgast Herald, because that card plus Moorland Haunt is just phenomenal. We toyed around with the idea of cutting something for a main deck Spell Pierce, because it stops a lot of the turn 1 BS happening in Modern right now, particularly on the play. It stops Burning Inquiry and Faithless Looting and Thoughtseize and Inquisition and stuff of that ilk, which is all over the place. But in that effect would just be a 5th Mausoleum Wanderer that we can't play proactively and that can't attack. And I just don't think we need a 5th Mausoleum Wanderer that's that much worse than Mausoleum Wanderer.
Mm-hmm.
If, like, Planeswalkers were more common right now, then Spell Pierce would maybe have an edge. It's not exactly Mausoleum Wanderer. Mausoleum Wanderer can only counter instants and sorceries, and Spell Pierce can hit, like, Ensnaring Bridge and Koth of the Hammer and Chandra and Blood Moon and all these things out of, like, the Scred Dragons deck, for example. But I don't know. I don't think it's quite good enough. I put it in. I looked at the deck with it in there. Felt bad. Took it out. Still have the one garbage main deck Remorseful Cleric. So that's the main deck. The sideboard has changed a tiny bit since the previous league. The 2 changes that I can remember making are I cut a 3rd Stony Silence. I cut down to 2 of those for a 3rd Rest in Peace. Because I've been winning a lot of games after sideboarding. Because of Rest in Peace, I bring it in like probably 3 out of 5 games, or 3 out of 5 matches in the leagues that I've been running lately. So,
and what about the Field of Ruin? That looks neat.
Yep, that's the other change. Had a basic Plains in there, and the basic Plains wasn't there to be a white source, nor was it there to be a basic. It was there to be a 21st land, and so I figured, like, if I'm going to play a 21st land in the sideboard, it might as well have some more utility. So Field of Ruin has a ton of utility. Now the Plains was basically only getting sideboarded in if we needed a 21st land. But now this Field of Ruin can be sided in as a 21st land. It can also be sided in if we need a Field of Ruin, but we don't necessarily need a 21st land. So we could bring it in for a Moorland Haunt if we're in a matchup where it's not going to matter if we're setting in Rest in Peace. We could bring it in for a colored source if, we think that Field of Ruin is going to be super relevant. Like against Tron, we might bring it in for an island, because against Tron, we really care about our planes for things like Selfless Spirit and Stony Silence, and the Field of Ruin might be better than just a random island. Mm-hmm. So I think that the upside of having a land that can be brought in for utility instead of just being brought in as a land number 21.
That's really useful for a sideboard to get multiple uses out of the same card.
Yeah, and
sideboards are so small. Right?
Yeah. Sideboard condensing is like a really important thing, particularly in Modern. I hear people complaining all the time about like Modern sideboards being too small. Like, nobody says that Standard or Legacy needs a 20-card sideboard, but you hear this complaint all the time that Modern needs a 20-card sideboard. And as a result, you really need to find a way to get cards that do multiple things. So, like, Echoing Truth is a great example of a card that answers problematic non-creature permanents that beat our deck, like Ensnaring Bridge or Ghostly Prison, while also handling token swarming decks.
Right.
And also occasionally having this upside against like random things like Boggles, where it can bounce an enchantment and get rid of Totem Armor, or it can bounce like 3 Nettle Sentinels against us.
Decks that play a lot of the same creatures.
Yeah,
like
so,
spirits.
Yeah, this card is actually pretty good against us. Another good example would be Thalia and Eidolon of Rhetoric, which in a lot of matchups do very similar things, but they have different enough utility that you can bring one in or the other in different matchups. I guess what I mean by that is Thalia is better in more decks, or against more decks than Eidolon is, but Eidolon is better than Thalia in the matchups where you want both.
Right.
And so this way we get sort of a third Thalia in a lot of ways that is better than Thalia when we need it to be, but still does its job when we don't need it to be. Right. And anyway, yeah, like you said, Field of Ruin. It's rare that you get to condense your sideboard in the context of a land, but this does 3 things, right? It fixes our mana, it takes people off of Tron and gets rid of like Academy Ruins, and it also helps us hit land 4 in like worship matchups. So, all right. So
let's keep going.
There's Finn having a little drink.
Finn.
Yep. Finn, named appropriately as all male dogs and humans acquired from 2014 to 2017 were to be named. He loves drinking water as loudly as possible. Okay,
He's our resident pupper.
Yep. All right, we're running it. I don't think there's any need to have this deck tech be like a separate video. So
sure.
Just gonna keep it going. Is there any way to keep track of how long we've been recording? Yeah, 7 minutes. All right, cool. Okay. Match 1, game 1. Do we win the die roll? If we win this die roll, we're going 2 and 3. Okay. If we lose this die roll, we're going 4 and 1. And I have control over that. All right, we lost. Nice. So 4 and 1.
Great.
4 and 1's in the books. Oh, this match brought to you by eating your vegetables and flossing afterwards. I had to floss so much broccoli out of my teeth about 30 minutes ago.
Oh, man. Yeah. Wow.
All right, this hand's bad. Easy decision to mulligan. At least there's that. I hate it when you got a hand that's like 4 out of 10.
Right.
This is a 0 out of 10.
I feel like you made the bad decision.
Yeah. All right. 3 lands and a curve. Yeah. Do we want to keep that against an unknown opponent on the draw? So this hand doesn't interact super well.
Yeah, it's a little clunky. Drogskol's, I think, personally, probably the clunkiest card.
Yeah, I mean, so if we go aggro, right, then turn 1, we play Mausoleum Wanderer. Turn 2, we play Supreme Phantom, we attack for 3. Turn 3, we play Drogskol Captain, we attack for 6.
Mm-hmm. So unperturbed.
So we have this nice attack for 3, attack for 6, and then, bare minimum attack for 9 or 8 the following turn. And putting 17 attacking power on the board by turn 4 is good. And then we have the Spell Queller as potential interaction. I think unknown opponent,
right.
We want to be proactive, and it isn't an uninteractive hand.
Right.
It's just not the most efficient interaction we have in our deck. So we'll keep this.
Cool.
Like if we're against humans or
Scred.
Could be Scred. Chalice, Pyretic Ritual, Term on Blood Moon. We're dead. Wow, we don't usually lose a Term on Blood Moon, but we just did. All right, they mulligan to 6. Well, whatever. 1 basic island, we have a chance. But wow, Blood Moon's bad against us. Actually bad card against us, but we're gonna die to it this game.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, we're like 5 draw steps away from doing anything. Wow. All right. So this is going to be an exciting first match, or at least an exciting first game. Wow. They have 1 land. So they're going to give us a lot of draw steps.
Premium entertainment.
All right, just keep it going.
I'm curious to see. So if you play the next Seachrome Coast,
it comes in untapped. Yeah.
Okay. Because it's not.
Yeah, it's a rule change.
Something about layers.
No. It was a recent rule change about what as means and like replacement effects, and when do they check. And there's like this new thing.
Back up.
Okay, we're done. There's this new thing with like they check. That was a dumb game, really dumb game. It checks the immediately before condition when a card is coming into play. So I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. It's a really weird interaction that they had to clarify like in depth on Twitter.
Right.
But long story short, now if there's a Blood Moon in play, things that would enter the battlefield tapped come in untapped instead. It's true of Shocklands. It's true of Seachrome Coast, that sort of thing. Whereas it used to be like a Shockland, even if it was just coming in as a mountain, you still had to pay 2 life or it would come in tapped, which was dumb. Okay, so Thalia is good against Dragon Stompy, or whatever this is. Probably Dragon Stompy. I think Unified Will is actually probably going to be good against them.
Okay.
They don't know what we're on, but they probably think we're on blue-white control.
Well, yeah.
They probably think we're on blue-white control. They saw a Flooded Strand, a Windswept Heath, and 2 Seachrome Coast. 2 Seachrome Coast is fishy, but I would expect them to think we're on blue-white. So Stony Silence is an option. We didn't really see any artifacts from their deck, but these decks typically play like Mind Stone, Relic of Progenitus, and Ratchet Bomb at the very least. Probably not going to bring in Ratchet Bomb against us if they think we're on blue-white, so I'm going to leave that out for now, but we might bring it in if there's a game 3. Worship's terrible because it can kill our creatures. The things I'm unsure about are Echoing Truth and Unified Will. Obviously, Echoing Truth is like a desperation move if we need to bounce a Blood Moon. Right. It can also bounce Planeswalkers.
We just have to fetch basics, basically.
Yeah, I think I want Echoing Truth because it can also bounce a Stormbreath Dragon, which we are pretty darn soft to otherwise.
Sure.
And I expect them to not play a ton of creatures, so let's bring that in. We saw the Rabblemaster, but I think mostly they're going to be on Planeswalker threats.
Right, so you don't need Cleric, right?
Yeah, Remorseful Cleric can definitely come out. I think some Serum Visions can probably come out. Phantasmal Image is very bad against a deck full of targeted removal.
Right.
So those 5 are easy. Selfless Spirit's really good. I think maybe we can shape a path. It's weird because we saw Goblin Rabblemaster and we died a Goblin Rabblemaster, but I'm more afraid of like Simian Spirit Guide.
Sure.
So let's cut the path. We might regret that, but let's start there. Wow, that was brutal.
It's modern.
All right, so another hand with 1 colorless land is our only mana source, so we're going to mulligan that. Another hand with 1 colorless land is our only mana source.
But
this entire match is just defined by terrible mana, I guess.
Well, we have the Aether Vial, so do you keep it?
Nope. All right, this is better.
That works.
Don't need the 4th fetch. Can't get a basic plains with the cards in our hand right now, so maybe I should have kept that on top. Might have been a mistake. But I don't know. We have Echoing Truth for a Blood Moon. That was probably a mistake. Probably should have kept the Flooded Strand on top to fetch a plains on turn 2. They mulliganed to 6 again. Worth mentioning. This time they did not have the turn 1 Blood Moon. Okay, Selfless Spirit, I guess.
Yeah. I think you guys just gotta kill them before they can Blood Moon us out.
I hope that they sided Blood Moon out, not because I'm afraid of Blood Moon, but because that's the obvious right decision against our deck, and I want them to sideboard well against us so we can have a good game. But again, I think they're probably a little caught off guard by the fact that we just played back-to-back spirits. I don't think they thought we were on spirits.
Maybe they took out some of their removal.
That would be good. If they sided out like Screds, that would be awesome. Come on. Hey, found a basic plains.
Got bailed out.
Totally got bailed out. Now, no more lands for the rest of the game. I wonder what they kept. We had this terrible 5-card hand on the mulligans. Oh, Ensnaring Bridge.
Interesting.
So we have the Echoing Truth, which is great. So we just want to keep attacking into them and get them as low as possible until eventually we can just sandbag the Echoing Truth, build up a lethal board, and then bounce their Ensnaring Bridge and kill them all at once.
Right. And we have a mana link.
They must have got the soul read on us, because obviously this wouldn't be in if they were assuming we were on blue-white.
Right.
Good for them. So we get a Lord next turn. We attack for 6, put them to 6. Okay, general lesson, right? We let that resolve. You counter the spell after the ritual. Okay, Chandra's a great card to counter.
Oh yeah.
So, if they like Simian Spirit Guide plus Ritual here, that'd be cool. But definitely got blown out a couple days ago by mana leaking something, and my opponent Simian Spirit Guided to pay the 3, and I lost that game. Kind of sick. This will get us another colored source, but do we get value out of putting it in play, or do we get value out of holding it in our hand? I don't think they're playing around anything.
Yeah. And
we can't actually field them because they don't have any non-basic lands. Right. So let's keep that in our hand.
Wait till we see his spraying sheets.
I guess, yeah. Okay, so
do you fetch the thing?
Nope. Question? Never, ever, ever. Doesn't do anything.
Is that Jameson, Kevin?
Yep. Okay, they just exiled a Simian Spirit Guide. Karn, Scion of Urza.
That's interesting.
Okay, this is weird. I guess they're probably going to minus it.
Yeah.
If they plus it, then we can attack.
Right.
So they're probably going to minus and make a 2/2. Wow. Okay. So we give them the mountain.
Because they played a spell already. Or played a land.
Right. So we give them the mountain. How do I click? Okay, the chosen card we put into Dano's 21's hand. Okay, so we give them the mountain. Now we can attack for 3 again. Spell Queller would be the best draw. Come on. Selfless Spirit. So I guess we play this, right? We play the Selfless Spirit. This goes to 2. We attack for 4, put them to 5, and the following turn, it's tough because they're going to get the Pia and Kiran, and then we have to bounce.
Echoing Truth.
We have to Echoing Truth the Ensnaring Bridge. But then we can't Echoing Truth the Thopters. So let's field their Gemstone Cavern. No, it doesn't do anything. I guess we just got to get in for 4 here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so they're going to draw a card for the turn, right? You go up to 3. They minus Karn.
Yeah.
They get Pia and Kiran.
Still have 3 in hand.
They have 4 in hand at that point.
Mm-hmm.
They play a mountain, they're down to 3 in hand. They play Pia and Kiran, they're down to 2 in hand. We can still attack with all of these, which is exactly lethal if we bounce the Thopters. So, okay, we might be able to navigate a win here. It's probably going to come down to this turn. And it relies on them not having a 2-mana play.
Yeah.
Right? Because
they have to draw it.
Well, why?
Because they had 2 mana open last turn.
Well, they might just be waiting to play it. So they minus Karn, probably. It'd be really risky to plus it, because if we give them a land, we win, right? Probably.
Yeah, and then I think in general, if you're going to plus it, you hold your land first.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though we know they have it here.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Desperate Ritual is good. What are they doing now? This is tough. What are they doing? Chandra. Damn. That's really good. What do we hope for here? Oh, you know what?
They're just gonna down.
They're probably gonna plus. They're gonna make red. They're gonna minus Karn to get Pia and Kiran and play Pia and Kiran,
and then possibly throw a Thopter.
They won't have any mana left to do that. They only have 5 mana, and that's only if they plus Chandra. Yeah. Okay, so they're doing that. Snow cover map. Oh shit! I think we win. Yeah.
They
okay.
Activated Karn. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we win. Mana. Cool. So they have no cards in hand. They just have that thing. So we'll do this on their turn.
Okay. Whew. That felt like there were multiple ways for them to just not lose that game.
Yeah, I think they totally did the wrong thing there.
Like Pia and Karen on this board looks so good.
Yeah. Pia and Karen completely shuts us out. I guess they were really, really overvaluing that in Searing Bridge. Okay, we got thrown a Mold 5. We now know they're playing a bunch of Planeswalkers. Mm-hmm. We didn't see any rocks, but I think they're going to bring in Ratchet Bomb against us. Even if they don't, I'm bringing in Ceremonious Rejection as an additional card to hit in Searing Bridge.
Yeah.
Eidolon of Rhetoric stops their ritual plays, and it also makes it harder for them to empty their hand for bridge, but I think it's a little too slow, especially on the draw. If we had
they're already going to ritual before the time.
Right, exactly. They're going to empty their hand too much. So the question is, do we want to bring in Stony Silence?
Well, we would take out Aether Vial to bring in Ceremonious Rejection and 2 Stony Silence.
I also want to bring. I think I want to bring back the Path. Maybe not. Okay, let's bring in the Stonies. We'll cut all the Aether Vials, and I'm actually gonna bring in. Do I want to bring in a field because we're gonna have 2 Serum Visions and no Vials.
We're doing 2 Serum Visions, so
yeah, we cut that earlier.
What about, how do you feel about Nebelgast Herald?
It taps Stormbreath Dragon. It's sort of our only answer to Stormbreath Dragon. Maybe we didn't see enough to justify bringing in.
Sure.
Stony Silence. So I think we're going to submit this great 61 card deck.
61?
Here. Yeah, 61 card special.
All right.
I think it's fine in this context to bring in a 1-mana spell and not adjust your deck. Just have it as a 61st card because it's 1 mana. I think it's fine.
Wow, got the basics in hand.
Yeah, that is really good. I think this is a keep.
I think so too.
It is soft to anger the gods. Like a well-timed anger the gods could really mess us up. But if they dump resources, like if they go Sending Spirit Guy, this is good for us. We don't care about anything they're doing here. If they Blood Moon, Sarkhan, okay. So they got a loot box that they didn't activate. Why did they not? Why did they? Whatever. That was wrong. Sarkhan. So quick reminder of what Sarkhan does. Sarkhan loots if you choose to, which is why they could have just plus it and not discarded anything. Right. I have no idea why they did that.
Makes dragon mana.
Makes dragon only mana and his -7 makes 4 5/5s. So we don't want that to happen. Even if it does, if it's the only thing on their board, we can Echoing Truth. So, but I'd rather avoid that. So here's a question: do we? Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they didn't mulligan. Do we Vial? Usually yes, right? Usually Vial on turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
But like if they try to go turn 2, Ritual and Snaring Bridge.
I think you want to have the Wanderer out.
Well, so why though? Like what actual cards are we afraid of? Like they could go if they could have exactly like land, Ritual plus Sarkhan Stormbreath.
Yeah.
That's really specific.
So you would counter a Ritual, right?
Yeah. I think I want to get the Wanderer out.
Yeah.
It's tough. No, I think I'm going to do Vial, because then on turn 2 we can Vial and Wanderer and have Thalia, and that might win the game.
Sure. So glad Sarkhan doesn't remove anything.
Yeah. So that's part of the reason why I queued on him. We do not have to worry about Sarkhan being a removal spell. All right, so one weird thing about the Spread Dragons deck, right, is they're usually like a one-trick pony. You know, they usually like do a huge thing. Oh, all right, we're getting punished. They usually do a huge thing. If they freaking... Okay, we don't care about that at all. And Serum Bridge is fine. We're just going to build up a lethal board.
Are they going to do it?
They didn't discard anything.
Okay.
So we're just going to build up a lethal board and then bounce the Serum Bridge. Preferably when we have a counterspell for it on the way back down, just in case.
Now, is there any merit to just holding on to the mana leak? Because, like, what if he plays this scary dragon?
Yeah, I like that.
Like, at least until we have the third land.
Well, so the only way they have a scary dragon is if they go land
Scary dragon.
and scary dragon, so they have to have one of those in their hand. They didn't discard with Sarkhan, so they must like what's in their hand. I think that there is the justification for not playing a creature here.
Yeah.
Now, we do need to kill Sarkhan.
Because they play the 4-mana Thunderbreak Regent, right?
Probably. This deck had, like, Goblin Rabblemaster in the main deck, so that's a little different than what I'm used to. Another Ensnaring Bridge. We don't care about that.
Right.
That's, again, good for us. The thing that's a problem is we do need to kill Sarkhan.
Right.
So I might Echoing Truth the bridges here. Maybe not. Maybe it's premature.
Yeah, I would wait until you can actually swing in and kill.
Well, I mean, so we could Echoing Truth the bridges. The following turn, we could Vial in Supreme Phantom. So we get Echoing Truth bridges now. We do that. We Vial in Supreme Phantom. We attack Sarkhan for 3. They spend their turn casting bridge. We mana leak it.
Okay.
Or we put Supreme Phantom into play. We put Thalia into play. Now they don't have mana to cast bridge unless they find a land. I think that's probably risky. Let's give it a turn.
Yeah.
I just want to be mana efficient, though.
They could be hunting for a while.
Man. Okay. Oh. Okay, we got a third land. Moorland Haunt. That's okay. So now I think we Vial in Thalia.
Sure.
And now the question is, do we play Selfless Spirit? If we play, okay, so if we play Selfless Spirit, then the following turn we can bounce the bridges and kill Sarkhan in one shot.
Right.
What do you think?
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, I think you play Selfless Spirit. We gotta.
Well, I mean, it's that or mana leak, right?
Right.
I think, you know what? I'm still on team Fear the Scary Dragon. So
okay, sure.
let's continue to fear the Scary Dragon. I think actually, right, if they don't play Scary Dragon here, we can Echoing Truth the Ensnaring Bridges.
Yeah.
And then kill Sarkhan by playing Selfless Spirit and Supreme Phantom in the same turn. So maybe that's good. Okay. Goblin Roundmaster. All right, cool. Got rewarded.
Yep.
Got to counter that.
Dad that real fast.
Oh yeah, Thalia, of course. I always get warnings. Nice you can't get warnings on Magic Online because I get them all the time because I wouldn't pay the mana correctly for Thalia. All right, keep this on 2.
So it's gonna cost 3.
Maybe we give it one more turn.
Well, you can hit for exactly. Oh, you can hit for 7 next turn, right?
So if we play Selfless Spirit and then the following turn, like we use Vial to play Selfless Spirit, following turn we play the Lord, we swing for 8. Yeah. It sucks because we gotta kill Sarkhan.
Right.
But we also have to not die to Ensnaring Bridge when it comes back down.
Right.
This is very tricky to navigate.
Yeah.
I really want a Spell Queller so we can like hit the Ensnaring Bridge when it comes down. They just keep digging. You know, if we
right. The longer it's on the board, the worse it is.
Well, we can't do anything now. We can't do anything now.
Right.
Like, just gotta give him one more turn. It sucks too because as soon as they play a blocker, then our whole plan is messed up.
Right.
Okay, land. So that's awkward because now they can replay the Ensnaring Bridge, but I think we still have to do this.
Right.
So we'll Echoing Truth to double Ensnaring Bridge. Play the Selfless Spirit because we need it to attack. Because Sarkhan ults next turn, so I don't even know if they would, because I don't know what their plan is with their own Ensnaring Bridge. So one weird thing about Sarkhan is like he isn't a win con through Ensnaring Bridge the way that Chandra is. Keep this on 2.
Ceremonious Rejection.
That would be awesome. Spell Queller would be great. Another Echoing Truth would honestly be the best, because then we can just continue to develop our board and eventually kill them in one shot. Alright, so keep it on 2. Flooded Strand's no good. Bad card for us right now. Okay, so they have 2 Ensnaring Bridges in hand and nothing else. They're going to spend their whole turn casting 1 Ensnaring Bridge. Oh, actually, so for what it's worth, that means we can continue to attack. If they don't draw land, right? Then we can actually attack with Thalia and Wanderer and Supreme Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Right. Just gotta get them as low as possible.
Yeah, so Thalia is really helping here because it makes their following turn. The fact, weirdly, like the second Ensnaring Bridge actually hurt them there because it puts a card in their hand. Scavenger Grounds.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, so they have a land.
Okay, so Selfless Spirit.
Selfless Spirit is now the
Supreme Phantom.
Supreme Phantom is the attacker, and we have a single Echoing Truth in our entire deck that can get us out of this. I guess we could also clock our opponent, depending on how this game goes. Depending on how this game goes, our 2 win cons are draw Echoing Truth, or our opponent clocks out. I don't like the odds.
Well, we have Yeah. Okay. No.
Okay, another option, another out for us.
Path our own supreme.
I was just gonna say would be develop a board of 1/1 spirit tokens and
Right.
path our own supreme.
Right, and then hope that their hand just gets so clogged up. All right, we got 20 turns.
Yeah. I'm going to be sacrificing the Mausoleum Wanderer. I don't know. That's sort of no good because it's a 1/1 by itself anyway. All right, so I'll play a second Ensnaring Bridge here, and now we have a staring contest.
Yeah, now we just wait. So how can they kill us now?
Chandra. They have to find Chandra. They play more Chandras than we play Echoing Truth, that's for sure. I think starting next turn we'll take this up to 3 to have it for Spell Queller, but we just die immediately to... Hazaret.
That can't... Oh, they can discard
Okay,
cards
so that's
too.
another win con. Fortunately, that's a thing we can path, so...
Right.
We just need to, draw that card that we're talking about. Okay. Staring contest continues. What an awful game and match.
Right, yeah.
Really unfun match.
They just have a whole league to look forward to this.
Yeah, why do they...
It's like technically you win. Dang. They're always just going to be able to empty their hand, right? So,
yeah, we don't get any
Alright.
value out of trying to get cute with
right. We would just want to have 19 power on the board when we Echoing Truth.
Yep. That's exactly the plan, is have 19 power and then Echoing Truth and Searing Bridge. Also hope they don't play anything ever.
Right.
So we have 7 turns.
Oh, Rattlemaster. If they hold a card in hand, they can Rattlemaster, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Path is good.
Reset.
Reset. 2. Oh yeah, thanks. So Path will remove their clock, and now we're back to staring at each other. We can even block and kill a Stormbreath Dragon.
Nice.
How's that?
Okay, so...
So Ravenmaster's not even that good, because it makes a Goblin.
And we would trade like any one of our spirits with it, right?
Yeah. So what they'll do is they'll just keep trying to empty their hand pre-combat and pump out like a million Goblins, and then swing for a whole bunch. Drogskol Captain, we will play that.
So how much power do we have now?
We have 20 flying.
Damn.
So
okay,
21.
So
20 flying.
Echoing Truth just wins the game.
Echoing Truth is now a clean win. Okay, yeah. So in that part of the game where they're just casting rituals to have 0 cards in hand. So I'm gonna go ahead and thin the deck. I know I just said that we're not gonna do that, but literally we are 1 in 43 to find Echoing Truth.
Right.
So we might as well make it 1 in 41. Not too concerned about the difference between 16 and 14 life on this board. Echoing Truth. Let's go ahead and... no, we can't say always no to that if we draw another one. All right, Path. I think we probably hold on to it, right?
You don't want to just like... Oh, yeah, I can...
Our board is looking pretty good against Goblin Ravenmaster, so I'm just going to use this for Hazaret if they ever draw it. Now, they're like Planeswalkers. Kill us. All right, Pian Kiron. Oh, Pian Kiron can sack Ensnaring Bridge. That's maybe how they try to win with cards.
Oh, okay. So we have to kill this, right?
What? No. Not afraid of that. We got a Selfless Spirit. We got everything has 4 toughness. Thalia is not doing anything.
We just have Goblin Rat Monster Phase.
Yeah, we're fine. I'm gonna sack this.
So we do need to have a wider board because they can block how much of our?
Just 2 of our creatures. Not counting Thalia. I have a feeling we're gonna draw a few more spirits before we draw an Echoing Truth. The odds would suggest. Okay, Serum Visions. Hey, dig to that Echoing Truth. Thank you. Echoing Truth. Okay, we can keep on binning all of this crap. Play another spirit.
And they can't really blast anything besides Thalia.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of getting blasted here. I think they probably anticipate an answer to Ensnaring Bridge, so they're more inclined to keep these as blockers. Ramanat Ruins, that deals damage to us. This is hilarious. Modern is a dumb place sometimes. I guess this is actually pretty reminiscent of Legacy. Saw a Legacy game that looked just like this, except it was D&T on our side, and the player was attacking the Brightling by pumping it down to 0 power and then back up after attacking. Oh, and they were also giving it pro red with Mother of Runes to attack past Simian Spirit Guides that have been hard cast onto the board as creatures. So that's what this reminds me of. Okay, so we have 2 non-Echoing Truths on the bottom of our library. So we have 1 in 34.
Oh, so they're just doing that right away.
That's fine.
Great.
Look at that combo. Scavenger Grounds, Ramanat Ruins.
So we got to be careful that we don't get low enough that they can just sacrifice all of their artifacts to kill us.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because they have 4 artifacts.
It's a good point.
And Ramanat Ruins. So we might have to get rid of Pia and Kieran.
It's a great point.
Soon.
Yeah, I wish that we could save this, but I think you're right. Okay, so our board is now safe from Pia and Kieran.
Yeah. They might just nug us.
What? Yeah, I think you're right. So they have 8 mana. This costs 6 to activate?
3, so yeah.
6 to activate twice, I mean. So yeah, I think this is the right call.
Because either they get rid of their Thopters now, or
they probably would have shot it at us, right?
But if they had,
we could have held on to the Drogskol Captain and waited for them to maybe target one of our creatures. I'm sure they wouldn't have, but if they would, I think it was a tiny percentage point that we just missed there.
Yeah, and we do have the time to think about it.
Kind of funny that like we're they have 8 mana in play, but if we needed to, we could counter a spell with Mausoleum Wanderer. All right, so they're shooting us. We're at 9. They shoot us again. We're at 7. They have Ramanat Ruins. We're at 5. They have fewer creatures actually than we do, shockingly, even with a Rabble Master pooping out goblins. Maybe it was wrong to kill Sarkhan. You know, since his dragons can't attack through Ensnaring Bridge, they were probably just going to keep plussing it. And we could have just waited and done exactly what we're doing here. Like, yeah, they would have looted a bunch, but...
I don't know, yeah. I guess we didn't know we were going to get to this point.
I don't know, it sort of felt like we knew those were coming back down.
Okay, so they're attacking with their goblins.
That's great. So we get to kill every goblin.
Do they have like Anger of the Gods or something?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's really good. so we get to reset that whole situation. So I bet they're trying to just like eat our clock by doing this.
Sure.
Unified Will. All right, well, it's a card that technically does something more than a creature. Are they gonna deal damage to us? Because Pyretic Ritual.
Okay. Damn. So if they play another win con.
Right. So this is actually pretty good because so they're gonna ramen off us. We're at 5. Actually, the Unified Will is a good draw.
Yeah.
It stops a Chandra, which is probably their scariest threat against us.
Do you think they play like a Banefire or anything like
that? No, I doubt it.
Okay, another Gemstone Cavern, and it's legendary, so.
Yep.
Do we have any dead creatures? No.
All right, I'm gonna always no to this because now we have 1 on 2 and 3.
Yeah,
it'll save us some clock.
I don't know if you fetch.
Yeah, I think probably not. Okay, they're at 10:30. We're at 7:20. We now have fewer decisions to make than they do at this point. The one thing we have to look out for is keeping too many cards in our hand because they could just monstrous a Storm Breath and kill us. If they have it in, they probably do. It's good against us. Storm Breath. It's a Storm Breath. Chalice of the Void. X equals 2. Huh. Cool. So we have to counter that. Yeah. That's a smart play by them.
Or does this cost 3?
What? It costs 3, but they're playing X equals 2. So they paid 5 mana for a Chalice.
But it would still counter it?
Yes. Wait, what? I don't know what you mean.
The Chalice would still counter Unified Will even though you paid 3 for it. If X is on 2.
Oh, it's not that it counters Unified Will, it's that it counters Echoing Truth.
Oh, yeah, that would be disastrous.
So that was a game loss if that resolved. I said always no. Does it just not do anything?
I think you did it to only one of them. Now you have to say no.
Mana Leak.
Not really doing much.
No, but we gotta keep cards out of our hand.
Yeah.
If we have an empty hand, then Storm Breath doesn't do anything. Chandra. Cost 5. Damn. Can't counter it. Still going to try. Alright, that's game. Unless we draw Echoing Truth this turn. I guess we have 2 turns. Alright, we have a 1 in 28 chance of drawing it this turn. Or whatever. We scryed at the bottom. I guess we fetched actually, so we undid that. Scry.
So I guess we do probably fetch, huh? Oh no, because
we actually we have fetched. So they're not at the bottom anymore. But if we fetch, we lose a turn because Chandra's dealing 2 damage to us a turn.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we at least get 2 draw steps. Echoing Truth. Echoing Truth. Come on.
That
Great.
Feels,
One more. One more.
Isn't it better to play it? Okay. Everyone, fingers crossed.
Echoing Truth. Echoing Truth. It's the truth. Come on. Come on.
Big money, big money, big money.
Nice.
Well, maybe to play the card.
No, we're dead. Well, that sucked.
Well,
That
sorry,
wasn't fun at all. Okay.